Well, the mystery title from Paramount Scares Volume 1 has finally been revealed, and it is in fact not Zombieland, which is what I got. Check out my Paramount Scares video so you can see kind of what happened with the snafu there. But it is in fact Sweeney Todd, the demon barber of Fleet Street. How did it turn out on 4K? It's time to find out. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris, thanks for stopping by and watching my 4K review for Sweeney Todd. So this comes to us courtesy of Paramount in their new Paramount Scares Volume 1 box set. So this was a mystery title revealed. It is a well-known secret that this is what it is. They're still kind of like, no, don't tell anybody till it comes out. Everybody already knows. The internet already knows. Stop trying to hide that shit. Anyway, I do have a video again on the channel unboxing and reviewing that, so definitely check that out if you're interested. I also am probably going to do a Rosemary's Baby, which was in there, which I did not own. I also have something funny that happened to me in there, so watch that. It's pretty wild that it happened. Quality control, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, let's get into this. So here is the packaging for this exclusive version of this, and then we do have like a standard box art version of the actual movie. You know, there's a code for that anyway, and it does have the Blu-ray. I'm assuming this is the old Blu-ray that they gave us, and we do get this new 4K restoration. So how did it turn out? How did it turn out? Well, I'm happy to report that this looks fantastic. It looks really good. There's no like update on the audio front, which is a bummer for me, as I am more of an audio person than a video person. Now I love 4K in general, but a lot of times I have a nice surround sound setup and I want to use it, damn it. And so this is a new 4K scan, and it does have Dolby Vision, so we do get HDR here, and I think it looks really good. This is a very dark movie. For those of you who have seen this movie, you know that it's a very dark movie. But the reason why I wanted an audio upgrade is because it is a musical. So a lot of this movie is music, and I think they did a really nice job on the Nightmare Before Christmas release, where that got a 7.1 Atmos release, and that sounded incredible. So I was hoping that this would get that, but unfortunately it does not. So overall, this is a movie shot on film. There are some CGI elements throughout the film, like when it's panning in the very opening, but overall it is shot on film. It looks very good. The grain is intact, and because this movie is so dark, it's mainly blacks with a blue hue, and then obviously the blood injected in, which I was noticing when like the opening credits come on and there's like the gears turning with the blood coming through. The blood is literally bright red, like brighter than this box. It's just solid bright red. Like if you turn the contrast all the way up, that's what it looks like. So you can tell that there's obviously HDR in this because it is ratcheting those colors up, and because there aren't many colorful elements in this movie, it kind of stands out, and it kind of shows the age of the CGI here, which is very poor, you know, when the meat's coming out of the grinder. Early 2000s CGI, so that wasn't great. And there's some of that with the camera work that looks kind of wonky, but overall I think it looks great. I think they did a great job with this. On the audio front, again, where my biggest disappointment is that it is a DTS HD 5.1 master audio mix, which doesn't sound bad by any means. I just wish we had gotten an Atmos track, because I think this movie, some movies, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We recently got The Others, which has a great Atmos track that they added to it, even though they opted to not do HDR because that movie is so dark they didn't want to crush stuff out, or kind of shine a light on some of the hidden parts of that movie where you're kind of looking into black. So I see why they didn't do it, and it actually turned out pretty well. I will have a 4K review for The Others on the channel this coming week, so definitely check that out. And if it's already out, then I'll put a card up here. But anyway, let's continue on. So the audio sounds really good. I don't think it's a bad audio mix. I just wish they had kind of gone the extra mile and given us an Atmos track, but unfortunately we did not get that. So let's get on to the movie itself. Now, you know whether or not you like this movie or not. We can both agree you either love or hate Tim Burton. Now, people like me, we're kind of in that middle ground. We live in the gray area of Tim Burton, where we used to love Tim Burton as a teenager because that's what we did as teenagers. We were into horror, and Tim Burton was right up our like little mainstream alley. We're like, hey, we can like mainstream things too, but we can like Tim Burton. We liked all the weirdness. Now, I'm still a fan of his stop motion movies. I still love Frankenweenie. I think even though that was later in his career, I think it was great that, you know, he did Alice in Wonderland so he could make Frankenweenie, and I think in his mind it was probably a good decision, because I'm not going to get to make Frankenweenie unless I make this garbage billion-dollar movie. So, I mean, he had to do what he had to do. Now, again, we could have a whole video about where Tim Burton has gone over the years. He recently produced the new Wednesday show, which I thought was decent, not bad. And I am kind of hesitantly optimistic about Beetlejuice 2, so we will see how that turns out. I don't have the highest of hopes, but my hopes are not at like the ground. So I think it is a property that he loves, and I think Michael Keaton come back means there's something there, because he has, you know, notoriously never wanted to come back to that because there was nothing there. So hopefully there actually is a good story there, so that way you can flesh that out and have a good sequel and kind of come back on top. So for me, I actually really love Sweeney Todd, and it's not even a Tim Burton thing. I like this musical, so I really like the music in this movie. I think Johnny Depp plays a more subdued character. He's not over the top like he is, you know, in like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or something like that. So it is more subdued for me. I think a lot of that is because his ass is singing more than he's talking, and so I think that works better for me. But we've got Helena Bonham Carter here, Sacha Baron Cohen. We've got a lot of mainstays. I think the movie is solid overall. There's still some wonky stuff in it from when it was made. Let me know down in the comments, are you going to be picking up this box set? Because right now this is the only way you can get Sweeney Todd. I'm sure at some point this will come out separately. So if you're like, I'm not going to pay $120 for Sweeney Todd, I completely understand that. If you already own the other movies, it really doesn't make sense. From a collector standpoint, I really like it, and I think it's a cool thing, and I want to support it because it is a boutique type of thing. So I'm excited there. But again, for me, it was kind of one of those things that I was excited to own it. If you don't own any of the movies, I think that box set is like a no-brainer. Plus you get this movie that most people aren't going to be able to buy separately right now. So that's what I've got. Thanks for stopping by. If you like what we do here, consider becoming part of the collective and subscribe to the channel. Like the video, share it with anybody who's into 4K physical media or horror. We do a lot of stuff horror on the channel, not just 4K. We do 4K reviews. I do horror movies. I also do really obscure horror movie reviews. We recently just did Headhunter, and I've got the great Blood Games coming out pretty soon. We're also going to be doing a full collection showcase in November, so definitely look forward to that. I'm getting a new shelf for my backdrop. Most of you who are new here, I recently moved and I have not gotten this fully set up, so I'm going to be unboxing around 1,000 movies and putting them on the shelf, so it'll be a fun, long video where I can show off my entire collection. So look forward to that. All right, I'm going to link some videos at the end for you. I'm going to link all my 4K reviews so you can kind of go back in time and revisit all my 4K reviews. We've got a lot coming for the end of October and into November and December, so definitely look forward to that. And I will talk to you guys in my next 4K review.